Hey Aries, this is Perrymore Tarot's daily reading for April 2nd, 2025. This is for Aries. Last shuffle for Aries. Let's see what's going on. So we have planning and action here, and we have intuition and manifestation. This looks like what you're doing is trying to go with the flow. That's what this looks like. Like, as things happen, I'm going to plan. And if you're not in that space, that's what the energy requires of the day. Is to kind of plan on the fly. Like, go with the flow. And if you're having issues with that, right, then Spirit's asking you to examine what makes you feel uncomfortable with that. Maybe that's something that you've been trying to work on. I'm seeing someone who may have been spontaneous a lot. They go with the flow a lot, and realizing that it may have gotten them into hot water before, and now I have to be a little bit more intentional with how I do things. And I'm seeing that this is something you need to embrace. That you've been like, so say this, right? Like I said, you were spontaneous for a long time. I never planned anything. I never had a savings. I didn't have life insurance. I didn't even check for XYZ. I didn't pay all my bills on time, whatever the heck, right? And now you're saying, you know what? I got everything in alignment. I got my calendar. I'm marking stuff. Spirit said that was like training. They're showing that the spontaneity was training for you. That was something that you were supposed to develop, be comfortable in, get strong in. And so now you're being called to be that way. Yeah, planning and action is like whenever the Spirit moves you, whenever you start to feel or start to overthink something, it's time to be spontaneous about it. If it's stuck, if it's stagnant, it's time to jump up and do something else. And that may have been what you've done before. I keep seeing that too. So, oh, I got a bill to pay, but I don't have the money. Well, what I can do now is at least I can go take a walk in the park, or because I can't do anything about this bill. I can't work any more hours, right? Say you can't work any more hours. Say there's no money anywhere. Even if you started another job, you're still not going to get paid in time to pay this bill. Then what can you do in the meantime? We're going to focus on something else that's good, not this bill, not the issue. And so it's important right now to focus on the present moment. For a lot of you, this would say that, especially if you're in romantic connections or in dealing with people on an intimate level, which doesn't always mean physical intimacy. This could be your spouse, children, your which children, of course, not, right? But even your spouse, or even like friends, colleagues, whatever, family members. The point is, some of us get down in the dumps, or you struggle. Eight of Swords is about analysis paralysis. I will sit and I will stare at the wall until I could think of a way to pay this bill. I know I can't. In a perfect world, a suitcase would just appear with bundles of money under my bed right now. In a perfect world, maybe I'll check my pockets and I left $100 bill, a couple of them in my pockets. But in reality, most people's realities, that's not happening. And therefore, instead of allowing yourself to brood, instead of allowing yourself to sit like Forrest Gump on the bus bench at the bus stop, get up, enjoy your moment, concentrate on the outcomes you desire, but focus only on the good. Don't focus on what you don't have. Focus on what you do have. Well, at least I have the lights for so and so time. I got candles. And there, Spirit's saying that in a sense. Whenever they say stuff like that, and this has happened to me countless times, whenever they say something like that, then something good comes towards me where I'm able to take care of it. And it's happened even when I was struggling and stressed out. And things always ended up working out. And then I look back and I'm like, I could have been having fun. I could have been watching a movie. I could have been sitting with my family and sharing a laugh. I could have been making a meal, a comfort, those comfort meals that we make, that everyone, when you're not in a good place. For me, it's like curry chicken stew. Like, I make a meal that's a comfort meal, and before you know it, like, you know what I mean, the next day or the next couple of days go by, and then boom, something happens where I'm like, dang, I can not only pay the bill, but I can also go to buy a little extra this, or put a little extra here. Spirit wants you to watch what you say in this moment, in these moments, as you are enjoying the present moment, and watch what you're saying. We're not speaking against ourselves. We're not speaking against the people around us. We're not saying that we never are supported. We're not saying that, we're not saying to curb your words or like to censor yourself fully. Like, you can't be yourself, but be careful about speaking negatively about your situation. This may be, and it may influence how others show up for you. It may influence the relationships you have in a negative way that later on you'll have to face or do something about. That will be unnecessary, right? Let's not, what I'm saying? We're not going to cause unnecessary problems in our relationships, where we have to now forgive, right? It's important to just not to focus on the past. Maybe before you were one who was kind of frivolous, and maybe now it's time to uh, embrace that energy, and not to look at it as a frivolous energy, but look at it as, I'm fully enjoying the present moment. I'm fully in the moment right now. I'm not allowing anything to hold me back. The fears of the future, or the worries, the worries of the future, or the fears that stem from our past. It's just very important. Spirit wants you to be, um, to be more mindful of what you are manifesting in your life. Okay. Discovery here is the Queen of Wands and Temperance. As in our patience, something good comes in while we're patient, while we're bringing things together, right? We're not stressed out, especially if there's children or a spouse involved. We're not overloading them with our emotions or our stresses. We're coming in confident. Like, I know things will work out. I don't know how, and it may not work out the way we want, but I know it will work out. And we're discovering more about ourselves. We're more confident in ourselves. And I'm seeing someone coming towards you that's going to help you build. So Spirit also is showing me that they're sending someone towards you that may help you build, especially if this has to do with, like, say, I am trying to fix my home, I'm trying to renovate my home, or something here too. And I'm seeing angel number 1551, and that always is a number that is about holding on to this optimistic vision, and focusing only on the good, really, and maintaining the concentration on your outcome. What is the desired outcome? And to put your ideas, and put time into your ideas, right? And pursue your goals with everything you've got, right? We're putting everything in it but the kitchen sink. And actually throw that in. They want you to know that you have a beautiful, courageous, and brave spirit when that number comes out. That's a confirmation of, like, that the things that you may say, I really don't like about myself, because look, I'm in this bind. I'm stuck in this issue. I'm stagnant. Something's not moving. And it's all due to me. It's all due to my personality, who I am. And I've maybe, now you may be not necessarily, you're looking at your family, right? Not to say, if, because I'm seeing someone, Spirit, saying not to refrain from going, if I didn't have these obligations, I wouldn't be in this position in the first place, because that's some of the go-tos for most people, right? I can't pay this bill, and I can't even afford my family. Then you find yourself saying negative things your children might hear, spouse may hear, your family and members may hear, your roommate may hear, and that will cause resentments down the line that you may not ever recover from. And you don't really mean that, because if you had the money, it wouldn't be a problem, or if you had the resource, it wouldn't be a problem. So be very careful about what you say. I don't think that you're going to say that, okay? But I'm just giving it to you because I keep seeing them saying, watch your words, watch your words, watch your words. A parrot energy, that you might say something, and it's like it's going to be, If it's a parrot energy, that means it's going to be repetitive or repeated in their mind. It will not, this will become part of someone's script. And you don't want to imprint on someone something negative that you can't take back. Okay? Patience is key. Optimism is the 7 of Cups, and the 3 of Cups, like any other day. You know how, like, with a child, you're saying all this stuff, right? You're trying to get them to recite their ABCs. Trying to get them to recite their numbers, that's 1 to 10. And then the minute you say a bad word, that's the word they remember, and they say it in church. They say it at the White House. They say it, you know what I mean? On when you're going live, they're coming up, you know, the expletive F. Like, you're just like, I shouldn't have said that word, because they don't remember nothing else I said. You know what I'm saying? They can't spell their name, and I've been repeating it, right? ADAM, AD, and you make a song out of it. They're like, yeah. The minute you say a cuss word, so Spirit's like, today's gonna be that day. You accidentally say something because you're frustrated or overwhelmed, exhausted, and that will be the script. And you got to be careful. It's not just with children; it's with everyone. You have to be optimistic in the face of not knowing what's going to come up. Right? They're asking you to be happy in spite of, and these cups are giving off this vibe of one worrying or not worrying. Spirit's worrying that you're not going to attract abundance if you are in the space of going, I need to reevaluate some things. I need to overthink some things right now. And also, you are disconnecting from people, and it looks like ingratitude. And gratitude is the birth parent of abundance and prosperity. And I'm seeing them concerned, like you need to shift your mental focus towards good things, right? Happy energy. Choose a different direction, new direction. We're not going to worry about something, you know what I mean? The universe does support me in every way, because they're saying you're being called into service. Like, there's something about yourself that you may be going, because I'm seeing the color black as well. And that's usually like there's a darkness around you, or some kind of darkness when it comes to who you are as a person. And you may be saying, I usually am that type of person that's like, oh, well, forget the lights. I'll just light these candles and I'll figure out a way to pay the bill. I'm going to enjoy myself in the meantime. So, now we're going to do a puppet show, kids, or, now let's play hide and go seek or something. Or, you know what I mean? Guess what's behind my back? I don't know, something. But instead, you may have found yourself adulting, right? And so Spirit's saying, go back to who you are, because that was just a practice to get you to comfortable with going with the flow. So I don't know who this is for. Look into your 4th house and 1st house, because this is speaking about how if you are not careful with your words, right? I'm seeing that in the energy and atmosphere of frustration, hurting your family, which could even be your work family, your friends that are like family, your family. You could injure yourself. You will have issues with your stomach if you do, and it will be so you wake up tomorrow and you just got the runs, or breast issues, right? Chest hurting, the chest, like the tissue may hurt, or something may be there may be an issue with it. Just be very cautious with that. It may affect your intimate relationships in a way that you don't want. So be careful with your words, all right? Spirit's asking you to float a rose in a clear bowl of water and light a pink candle beside the bowl. And so the rose is like giving free reign to the color, right? If we're talking yellow for friendship and healing and energy, and look at all the, look this up, right? And with your left hand, gently stir the water in the bowl and say things like, these waters cleanse my soul and being, right? Now with a clear mind, like the water, and heart, I am seeing. I am love. My heart is as big as sky and earth. From the east to the west, love universal gives life its worth. Blessings to all. So shall it be, so mote it be, so be it. And they want you to keep this blessing bowl maybe in your kitchen, right? Somewhere where you say, I have a kitchen altar. You know what I mean? There's a place where I always place my flowers. This is a place I always light candles here. Doesn't have to be an altar. There's many different things, right? And especially in the kitchen, we consecrate spaces and we don't realize we're doing so, right? You might spill some lemon juice and have some sea salt in that spot, and you wipe it down. And it's like, oh, you consecrated that spot. There goes your altar. You know what I mean? You got to be creative. Magic is all about creation. Um, you leave that on in the kitchen in that space for 3 days and 3 nights, right? And this will help to some degree help you wake up in the morning clear. So you could be dealing with a Pisces, a Sagittarius, a Leo, Scorpio. We also have Cancer, another Aries as well. So you could be a Pisces, Aries cusp, dealing with the Cancer, Leo cusp, or dealing with the Scorpio, Sagittarius cusp. If you're not dealing with those signs, which you don't have to be, those signs could also be in your chart. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, my links are on my page. Peace, love, and light. Take care.